After eliminating Gus Fring, Walter White immediately went home to clean up the evidence left behind from making the bomb, thus resolving the crisis. Skylar, Walter's wife, moved back with their children. However, to Walter's dismay, after this incident, his wife seemed to distance herself from him. It was obvious that she was frightened by Walter's ruthless methods. Walter could understand. Without having experienced what he had been through, no one could accept it easily. The person sleeping beside him was a notorious drug lord who had killed many people. He sat alone by the bedside, feeling annoyed. Suddenly, he realized that he had forgotten something. Meanwhile, Hank went to Gus Fring's laundromat. This place used to be the laboratory for Walter and Jesse Pinkman, but at this moment, it was in a complete mess. All the important evidence had been destroyed by a fire set by Walter. It was easy to figure out that this had been one of Gus Fring's hideouts. Hank was attracted by a surveillance camera, which was exactly what Walter had remembered. The camera had recorded the entire process of him and Jesse making the blue meth. With this clue, the police quickly found the laptop where Gus Fring had stored the recordings. Fortunately, there was no password to unlock it. Otherwise, Walter and Jesse would have been sent to prison for a very long time on the spot. On the other side, Mike, who was recuperating in Mexico after getting injured, learned that his boss had been killed. He stepped on the gas pedal and was determined to go back and avenge him. After driving for an unknown amount of time, a car came towards him. When he realized that it was Walter in the car, he didn't hesitate to try to kill him. Jesse quickly stood in the middle to block him, considering that he had once saved Mike's life. He asked Mike to calm down. After Walter explained the situation about the surveillance camera, Mike finally understood the seriousness of the matter. Walter asked him where the recordings were stored, and Mike said it was in the office that had been sealed off by the police. When they got back, they found out that the laptop had already been sealed in the evidence room by the police. Mike had no choice but to prepare to flee overnight. But Walter had a family, and he still wanted to see if there was any other way. However, Mike poured cold water on his idea, saying that the evidence room was even more secure than a bank vault and was guarded by police officers 24 hours a day, so there was no chance at all. Walter said that if they couldn't retrieve it, they could just destroy it. This statement inspired Jesse. They immediately took action. The group went to a junkyard. They had cooperated with the owner before, and as long as the money was right, he could even build a rocket. With their skills and some improvised means, they quickly made a powerful magnet device. As Walter turned on the switch, the laptop was immediately damaged. Then he used his expert lock-picking skills to open the access control. After finishing all this, he used a flashlight to signal Jesse and Mike. The three of them quietly came to the outside of the evidence room. Jesse drove the car close enough to the wall, and then turned on the switch. At this moment, a miraculous scene happened in the evidence room. All the metal objects flew towards the direction of the car. To be on the safe side, Walter turned the magnetic force to the maximum, and the whole car lost control and crashed into the wall. The police officers noticed the anomaly and rushed out of the room immediately, but it was already too late. They had already gotten into the car and were on their way home. Since Gus Fring's death, Walter's mentality gradually changed. The next day, the police took stock of the damage in the evidence room. As expected, Gus Fring's laptop was completely destroyed, but his photo frame was also damaged in the process, revealing a series of numbers, which turned out to be Gus Fring's Swiss bank account number. And this would bring Walter a huge amount of trouble in the future.